Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to replace the battery and add an M.2 SSD to this. Let's see, this is a Razer Blade RZ09-0328 or RZ09-0328-6E22. Alright, so first thing we're going to need is a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver. Let's go ahead and remove all the screws from the bottom. The battery on this laptop is like bulging out quite a bit, so we're going to be removing it, and then we got to replace it with a new one. Okay, so keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down on my desk in the pattern I remove them, just like this. Okay, so we have this rectangular, there's 4 towards the back, 2 on the sides, and then 4 more towards the front, on the front. Okay, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. And yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and finish getting all these screws out and get the bottom cover off. As you can see, the cover is actually lifting itself up. Razer Blade laptops tend to have the bottom covers come off pretty easily. Usually after you get all the screws out, you can just use like a suction cup or a piece of tape and then just stick it on and pull it up and it should come out. Or you can even kind of flip it over, and sometimes you can use, like, if it doesn't fall out, you can use like a little pry tool or something. But usually, as you can see, the cover came off pretty easily. It's pretty dusty here, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. The fans are pretty dusty as well. Here you can see the battery's pretty badly bulged. We're gonna switch over to a JIS1 screwdriver, and let's go ahead and remove these screws. Alright, there's a little sticker covering this screw. I'll see if I can somehow remove it without damaging it so I can put it back, but most likely that screw is going to end up having to be tossed. Right, there's another screw under here. Okay, it's so bulged you can see it kind of popped this up. Alright, hopefully their computer is okay. Let's see, are there any screws hidden under here? Okay, there are. Let's go ahead and actually pull the battery connector out. So there's this tape on top. I'm going to peel this off and then untuck this. Let me actually, I should have got a thumbnail here, but okay, we'll have a thumbnail with this inflated battery. You can see how badly bulged that is. Okay, so to remove this battery, I don't have much work area right now because I have a computer I was working on and the parts kept being like something wrong with it, so ended up having to work on this and do it again. Alright, so here's the connector. I'm going to grab as close as I can, and we're going to kind of just wiggle it. I don't know if you would call that up and down or side to side, but basically this way. Okay, I would call that side to side. Up and down I would think is like this, but yeah, side to side. Okay, like that. And there we go, we got that out. Let's zoom out here, and I believe there's 2 screws on the side here as well, hidden by this cable, so we'll get those out as well. Okay, I'm gonna move the laptop back over here. If you can't see, I'm sorry, but there's not much room to work on again. Alright, so we got those 4. There's one here. I don't know if there's one in the front, but there's definitely one here. I'm going to try using a small flathead screwdriver to see if I can pull this little sticker up and see if I can somehow put it back, but most likely we're going to have to just toss that sticker. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess at least let's scrape it off so it's not in the way. Actually, we can, for the most part, put it back. Right, it's not perfect, but we'll see. Alright, and we'll get this screw out. Okay, now that we got the 5 screws, let's see if we can lift the battery up and out, or is there another screw hidden somewhere? Is there another screw hidden somewhere? It might just be the inflated battery is kind of getting caught somewhere. So let's see, we're going to kind of pull this up. Yeah, it's getting caught on the motherboard, so I'm gonna have to like pull this in, I think, and there we go. Okay, so this battery was so inflated, this was actually pulling on the motherboard, so I had to kind of push in down here and pull on it to get it out. Alright, so battery model number, I just used the, oh here, it's right there, RZ09-0328. That's the battery model number. Let's go ahead and open up the one that we got shipped in, and hopefully it's good. All right, here you can see we have this RZ09-0328 battery. Let's go ahead and cut this packaging open here. Okay, and let's see. All right. Here we go. That's this stuff. Oh, there's some like foam and stuff in there. Careful not to drop that in the laptop. Get that out. Alright, let's peel this sticker up. Okay, and we'll dump this out. Alright, so here's the replacement battery. You can see it has the same RZ30-0328. Right. I don't know if there's, oh, this does have the Razer logo, this battery doesn't. So, I don't know if quality wise, hopefully it's exactly the same. Make sure when you put the battery connector back in that you put it the right way. You can see it has that little, come on, focus. You can see it has that raised notch. You don't want to put it upside down on accident. Alright, so we're going to get the battery lined back up. Drop that into place. Okay. And is it lined up right? I don't know, I can't tell. So this has a little bit of this sticker in the way, so I might have to kind of pull that out of the way before I stick it down. Let's see. I don't know why they covered the screw mount hole, but it is covered a little bit here. So let's pull that back a little, just so it's not covering the screw mount. Okay, let's get this in here. There we go. I think you do have to kind of pull it back to get it in. Oop, make sure this goes back on top. Okay, and it says to power off the computer before messing with that SSD, obviously. Okay, we'll get this screw in here. Okay, get this screw over here. Okay, make sure it's tightened in properly. You don't want it to fall out. This screw down here. This screw in the middle. Okay, and this screw over here. Sorry, I know it's zoomed kind of far out. Hopefully you can tell what's going on there. Then we got this sticker. Let's go ahead and put that back on. It's not really important, you can throw that away, but I'm just gonna put it there anyways. Okay, oops. Yeah, it's a little bit, that sticker got a little bit damaged. Let's go ahead and stick it back down there so it looks legit. Okay, there we go. Then let's go ahead and actually put the SSD. The customer brought a Samsung 2TB SSD. I gotta cut this thing open. Okay. 970 Evo Plus. Okay, take that SSD out. And there's one screw here. We've got to remove that screw. This goes in at an angle. We might have to remove this rubber piece actually. Let's see. How high up is that sticking? Actually, no, that rubber piece can stay. Okay, so we'll get this SSD screw back in. Okay, and then because this SSD is brand new, it's going to need to be initialized, and to do that you do have to go into the disk manager and do that. Okay, let's go ahead and get the cable back in here. I am going to take it out and dust it off before I put the bottom cover back on, But let's get this back in, lined up. Let's see. Again, this cable needs to be kind of like twisted around to get it in right. Get that battery back in, pull that into place. Make sure you pull it evenly. You don't want to pull it at a weird angle and then end up damaging it. So this cable is super long here. Interesting. Okay, so we'll just tuck it there. And you have this excess, it's kind of pushing on itself, so hopefully you can pull it in a way that it kind of like holds itself down, just like that. All right, let me clean out the dust here, and then I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. All right, I'm back. Let's zoom out a little bit, actually. Okay, so here's the laptop. As you can see, we can go ahead and pull the cover back off. They actually have 2 thermal pads here for both SSDs, so it's kind of interesting. They put both pads there even though only one was being used. But here you can see what the inside looks like. It's a lot cleaner now. We dusted it out. Okay. If you're wondering, GPU's under here. It's not upgradable. Solder to the logic board or motherboard. Here's the CPU, also soldered to the motherboard logic board. You got 2 slots for RAM. We can pull these 2 tabs to the side. It pops up. We can pull that out. And this is DDR4 3200 or PC4, whatever you want to call, 8 gig stick. So if you want, you can upgrade to, you should be okay upgrading to any PC4 or DDR4 RAM. If you want, you can put 2 16 gig sticks and have 32 gigs. I don't know if they have 32 gig sticks. If they do, you can upgrade to 64 gigs. There's a CMOS, BIOS, RTC, real-time clock battery, UEFI battery, whatever you want to call it. And the model is really hard to read. Leasing ML1220. If you need replacement batteries, I have a company that has somewhat partnered with me and gave me an affiliate link. So if you need a discount on batteries, I'm not sure if it's cheaper than other places. You can shop around and compare. But if you need a code, I think they gave me 15% off or something. Anyways, there's a speaker here. Connects the motherboard there with the little winged connector, so you wiggle and pull it out. CMOS BIOS battery connects to that. There's this little connector here that goes into the screen. I'm not 100% sure what it's for, but usually it's for like the cameras or microphones or something. You got one fan connector right here. I'm just going to kind of show you guys what's in there. That you kind of have to grab and wiggle. It helps if you have like some good needle nose pliers. You can pinch it and kind of wiggle to pull it out. Alright, you got the 2 SSDs here, M.2 PCIe NVMe's. I don't know what this little connector is here for, but yeah, it's not being used by anything. Okay, what else? You got all these little ribbon ZIF connectors here. I'm assuming one's for touchpad and one's for keyboard, but I'm not gonna mess around. I didn't pay attention too much. It looks like this big cable. Usually this kind of big cable is for the keyboard. Then you got this little cable for the LED on the front going underneath the SSDs here. And sorry, I didn't really go over and look at it closer to begin with, but here's the other speaker here, connector there, wireless card. If you're going to remove the antennas, you go from the tail and pull straight up. Don't try and pry from these up here. These connectors are pretty fragile and sometimes the solder is bad, so I wouldn't mess around with it unless you absolutely have to. This is most likely LCD LVDS connector. You just grab this and pull up. If you can't pull it up that way, usually I'll get my fingernail and pop it up from here. If you're going to mess with this, make sure that you disconnect the battery and then open the laptop and press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds before pulling that. Because if you accidentally pull it and it crosses some of the pins, then you're going to fry your motherboard or the backlight circuit or your screen. And yeah, that's not going to be fun. It's going to be very expensive to repair. Most likely won't be worth it. There's the other fan connector under there. And this is the charge port or whatever DC jack connector. You can see there's some screws holding it under here. And yeah, I'm not going to mess with that, but that's for that connector. But it looks like it should be easy enough to replace if you need to. Probably just these 3 screws on this part are holding it. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and put the bottom cover back on. If you need to initialize the disk, again, you do need to open the disk manager, open or start up your computer. In the start menu, type in diskmgmt.msc. You can open the disk manager and then you can initialize the disk that way and you can format it. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and get these screws back in, and that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade or repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, again, it would help out a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just going to get all these screws back in. You're welcome to stay while we do that, but other than that, not really much else to it. Alright, last few screws. And if you need a video showing how to initialize the disk and stuff, I can make a video on that. I don't think I currently have one, but I think usually most people can figure that part out. Again, if you can't, let me know and I'll make a video on it. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Oh, let's see how it turns on. Sometimes, I don't know if my customer brought their charger, but sometimes when you disconnect the battery, this one had a separate CMOS BIOS battery, so it should be fine. But some take a while to start back up, and it looks like it's starting up normally. So we should be good. All right, let's drop this. Bye.